it in my face like, hello, God told me you're my wife. That's it. No. So I had a few guys come around, and I know what that is like. I know the thrill of, oh, a guy asks you for your number. I know what that feels like. I know how like you guys are lost in time and space, and when you get a call from this guy, even if you know it probably is not going to work, but you're just enjoying the energy and just the talking on the phone, talking for hours and hours and hours, and it feels like there's just not enough time. I know what that feels like. So in that season of your life, how do you know, how can you tell this is the one? How can you tell the one to settle down with, especially where you're conflicted? This one has all this, but maybe he doesn't have a good job. And this one has all this, he has a good job, but he doesn't check the things on my checklist. How do you know? I'm going to tell you just the story about pretty much how I knew my husband was the one. And I hope it blesses you. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Lade. On today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys gist. If you're a new subscriber, you're very much welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, you know I love you. I love you so much. I love you. Thank you so much for watching my channel, for liking my videos, for commenting. I love you. I love you. I love you. On today's video, I'll be talking about how I knew my husband was the one. Is the one, because he's still the one. Right? If you want to see my husband and I do a video on the channel, please let me know in the comment section. I think the more of you that will ask for it, the more he'll be gingered to come on my channel. Let's get into today's video. So I had a few guys come around, and I know what that is like. I know the thrill of, oh, a guy asks you for your number. I know what that feels like. I know how like you guys are lost in time and space, and when you get a call from this guy, even if you know it probably is not going to work, but you're just enjoying the energy and just the talking on the phone, talking for hours and hours and hours, and it feels like there's just not enough time. I know what that feels like. So in that season of your life, how do you know, how can you tell this is the one? How can you tell the one to settle down with, especially where you're conflicted? This one has all this, but maybe he doesn't have a good job. And this one has all this, he has a good job, but he doesn't check the things on my checklist. How do you know? I'm going to tell you just the story about pretty much how I knew my husband was the one. And I hope it blesses you. So first things first, I have to make it clear that I had a relationship with God. It's very important to have a relationship with God. I have a video on how to get right with God. If you feel like you've kind of drawn away from God, maybe you're not in the same place that you know you're supposed to be when it comes to like reading the Bible, having devotional, like having a relationship, a one-on-one relationship with God, a personal relationship where you can actually hear Him. If you don't have a relationship with God, check that video out. Then something else, because I had a relationship with God, I could hear Him. If you have a relationship with your father, when your father gives you an instruction, you can hear. So how does God speak to you? It's important. I have a video on how to hear from God. Please go and see it. Because that's not what this is about. So I could hear God. I could perceive His intentions. When I didn't have peace about something, I knew that's God saying, no, this is not the way to go. Something that's important that you need to know is don't assume. Don't assume. I know as ladies, when you see a guy, you can already tell how your children will look like. You can already tell how it will be so nice when he opens the door for you. You can already tell that he's going to be a great husband or a great father. Just calm down. Don't be quick to assume. Let me read from the Bible. Songs of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse 4. It says, daughters of Jerusalem, I charge you, do not arouse or awaken love until it so desires. Don't be distracted and don't assume so that you don't get hurt. Something else that's important to note is that I didn't do the searching. When it came to deciding who my husband was, I didn't do the searching. Like I said, I had a few suitors. But he was tenacious. He was persistent. He knew what God showed him. He didn't put it in my face like, hello, God told me you're my wife. That's it. No. In fact, it took a few years before he actually told me, came up to me and said, you know what, can we please be in a relationship? I like you. The next thing is trust. How I knew he was the one. This guy started trusting me with some very coded information, vital information, before he made his intentions known. So he'll be like, I'm going out, maybe if we're talking the evening of the previous day, he'll be telling me about the next day. He'll be saying, oh, I'm going to this place, and from there I'm going to this place, and then I have to transfer some money to this person. And you remember that person I told you about? When they start making you play personal assistant, that's a sign. There was so much trust from his side. Of course, for me, I felt like, oh, you needed to earn that trust. But because he knew what he was going for, He trusted me with a lot of information that I almost had to, I paused. I was like, guy, why are you telling me this? Like, what am I supposed to use this information to do? But he trusted me. Another thing that was very important in my decision to pick my husband amongst my other suitors was that he was very interested in my well-being. He cared about me. He wanted to know how I was doing, and not just because he wanted something from me. No. He wanted to know what I was doing, at what point I was in my life. What are you working on? How can I help you? How can I make it better? That was our relationship. That at the time, even as friends, that's one of the ways you know that that's the one. That's the one. That's the keeper. He is. I keep using words because I'm talking about that time. But he is. He's still very loving. He's still very respectful. He's still very supportive. If you've watched the video about why I started my YouTube channel or my YouTube journey, I always mention my husband. He's very supportive. Even now, he just wants me to be the best. Same here. I also just want him to be the best, to have everything he needs. You know, just help each other be the best that we can be. Another thing was that he had a vision. He had a vision. He knew where he was going to. Okay? He had a purpose. And most important of all the points I've mentioned, my purpose and my vision, okay? I want you to take a look at what I'm doing. They aligned with his. You see what I'm doing? Align. No, when you talk about submission, nobody is going under. It's not like your vision is going under his own. It's not like his own is coming on top of your own. It aligns. So it's like a plug and a socket. It fits into itself. So even though our vision was not like the same, my husband is a pastor, for those people that don't know. He's a minister of God. But generally, our life's purpose matched. What are you doing? Why are you on earth? Why are you here? How are you getting there? It fit. And that was the greenest of lights. You know, I was able to ask him, what is your purpose? And he answered me in one sentence. And that was the exact same sentence that I had. Another thing was that he was complete. He was a complete man. He is a complete man. Colossians chapter 2 verse 10, we are complete in him. We are complete in God, who is the head of principalities and powers. You are complete in God. When I met my husband, and in one of my other Faith Friday videos I did about relationship in this month of August, I talked about how the Bible says, and two shall become one. It's not half and half. It's not and one and half and two. And that was a very good sign for me. He was not dependent on me, like if I was going to be away. He didn't want somebody that would always need me to be there every time. He just wants to be seeing me. He just wants to know that I'm there like a furniture. No. I wanted somebody that, you know, could survive without me. He was single. He was complete as a man. So that was really attractive. And that was one of the ways I knew that this man is a keeper. We argued. We argued a lot. Yeah, but healthy arguments. We argued to come to a healthy conclusion. So there are some things that I don't agree on with him on like particular view or particular matter. But we establish our truths and we say, okay, this is my own. And it's healthy. So we argued. That's how I knew that my husband, Jiwon Wilabi, that's how I knew he was the one. He didn't necessarily have the best job. I had guys who were doing well that came up to me. Not well, like 6 figures well, but well, way more than he was doing at the time. But I wasn't concerned about their bank account balance. I was just concerned about their vision, their dream, their purpose. A good account balance is good. But if there's no good purpose, then it's not sustainable. What is keeping the account balance? Is it a job? You lose your job. If you lose your job, so what happens? But you can't lose your purpose. You can't lose your vision. That's something you have and you will keep. So those are the signs, and that's the gist of how I knew that my husband was the one amongst other suitors. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. It's just funny because I'm reminiscing on so much that happened in that time period. But it was amazing and I'm happy I went through it. So don't worry, it will pass. Don't worry. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be anxious for nothing. But with everything, through prayers and supplications, make your request known. What kind of man do you want? Ask God. Do you know, fun fact, I didn't even care about the physical features of the man. In fact, on my checklist, I didn't have any physical features. I'd written the checklist of what I wanted in a man after I'd found my purpose. And then 3 months after that, I went back and I said, God, I won't mind if he's dark. I won't mind if he's taller than me, at least. I won't mind if he's attractive. Because up until then, every guy that I dated, the tallest was almost exactly my height. So You get the idea. I know that it might be asking for too much, and this was my conversation with God. I was like, I know that it will be asking for too much, but can I just have somebody that I can do this, lift my neck up to give a kiss? Can I just have that? And so when my husband came, he checked off everything on the list, and to top it off, God, he pays attention to details. If you see my husband is fine. Forget, it's not because he's my husband. He's very attractive. He's a fine looking man. He doesn't like when I do this, but my husband is fine. We would go to a fast food restaurant, and maybe we'll be holding hands, and maybe we're just going to buy a snack or something for our daughter. And I'll just, while he's paying at the checkout, I'll just hold him, I'll just look at him, and I'll just tell the cashier, don't you think this is the most handsome man on earth? They're always so shocked. But that's how much I know, and I'm so grateful to God, because yes, he pays attention to details. So what is that particular detail that you want? I don't know. You want him to have a G-Wagon before he get married to you? You want him to propose to you with a BMW? Be my wife. Is that what you want? Ask God. Be anxious for nothing. Don't be scared. But with prayer and supplications, make your requests known. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I certainly have. And I hope you subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. I really like to know where you're watching me from. So just, you can put the country where you're watching me from. I'd like to see that. And yeah, that's all I have. Until next time, keep being the best version of you. Bye.